Tsuyama City in the northern part of Okayama Prefecture. The Chuo Expressway is a major thoroughfare of western Japan. Nearby, a factory that seemed to hold the key to resource circulation in the country started operations in the spring of last year. Called Circular PET, it was launched with investment from 3 major companies. What they source as a material is this. Brought to the factory are polyethylene terephthalate, or PET bottles, collected from streets and other locations. Some contain cigarette butts and other waste. The production process begins with sorting by human hands.
This is a factory to remanufacture materials for PET bottles. We mainly recycle dirty bottles.
Typically, there are 2 routes through which PET bottles are collected. The percentage is roughly equal. Those collected from homes have their labels removed and are rinsed out according to rules set by local communities and are in a clean condition. What they're doing here is to remake these bottles into new bottles in what's called horizontal recycling. While actively promoted by beverage manufacturers industry-wide, the horizontal recycling rate is only about 30%. They say bottles collected from sources other than homes aren't suited for recycling, which requires the plastic to have a higher level of purity. Enter Circular PET, which specializes in the horizontal recycling of dirty bottles. Their secret is a dedicated production line that brings together proprietary know-how. We were given special permission to see part of it. They show us a massive piece of equipment. Inside, spinning blades remove labels from bottles, which are then put on a conveyor belt.
The PET bottles and labels removed are separated using the power of wind. Labels can't be turned back into bottles after all.
Inside the factory, numerous pieces of equipment have been automated. The bottles are repeatedly cleaned and sorted. By carrying out this process multiple times, the bottles become this clean. But they're sorted yet again. Targeted and blown off by wind, what are they? They use light to specifically identify the type of resin. Bottles with even slight remnants of labels aren't overlooked. Materials that had been too hard to handle until now are brought up to the standard required in horizontal recycling and turned back into synthetic resins used to make bottles. One reason they have a potential business opportunity despite the labor and cost is the location of this factory.
Transportation is extremely convenient to the Shikoku, Kyushu, and Kansai areas, so it's suited for collecting the material.
The location ensures efficient transport routes from the Chugoku region to the north, south, east, and west. Covering a vast area from Shizuoka to Kyushu, they can stably collect the main material. As a result, it's possible to carry out mass production at full capacity 24 hours a day. It's a key point in achieving profitability.
As demand for PET bottle recycling grows, prices for clean bottles from households are clearly surging. In this situation, not becoming involved in that competition and instead taking the lead and focusing on utilizing bottles that aren't clean will be the key to speeding up horizontal recycling in the future.
The big premise is that we first succeed in this. Many people, including beverage manufacturers, have high hopes for our resin, so we want to meet their expectations.